Well, good morning, humanity. It is May 16th, 2022, and it's our favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody. My name's Paul.
Yes, it is. Hi, this is Bev. I'm here.
Whoops. And it's our favorite time of the month because it's when Bev is here. See, I'm actually
Yay.
touching
I
her.
know. It's like the screen right there in the middle. Yeah.
Oh, so hey everybody, we're happy today. So we just saw that full moon with the power of the
Oh man.
eclipse,
It's
ooh,
yeah.
that was intense, huh?
It's very intense. Amazing things are happening behind the scenes.
Well, there you go. And
Yeah.
BioTouch is part of that.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about how it's part of it, and we want to talk about happy healing. Every time I think of that, I think of that
Happy
song.
healing.
Don't worry,
Be
be happy.
That's
So
right.
let's talk about, how happiness. We did a show, God, a few years ago, and we
Yeah.
talked about how happiness was actually a human right, and it was declared that in the UN in 2012 as a
Oh.
human right.
What?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was 10 years ago.
Yeah. So,
What in the
as
world?
far as we're concerned, it's still a human right.
Yeah, always has been actually.
Yes, I
Right?
think we were born, it's our birthright
Yes.
to be happy, healthy, and
BioTouch
loved.
is here to, it's just one of the things BioTouch is here to remind us
Yes.
of.
So,
Yeah.
let's talk about that a little bit. One of the things as we were looking up happiness is we looked into loneliness, and we found that it's described that loneliness is the number one cause of depression.
Yeah.
And so what is this loneliness compared to this thing that BioTouch helps us understand, aloneness, how to be alone and not lonely.
Yeah, right. Well, that's something that, has been in my awareness for quite a while, and I came to the understanding that loneliness has to do with our feelings about something. It's a more of a personality perception of where we are in any given moment. I'm lonely, and then you get to say, well, why am I lonely? Da 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 da. Right? As opposed to this being. So we're feeling lonely, but being alone is a whole nother story. And I really think that when we practice BioTouch, you cannot be alone
That's right.
and practice BioTouch, right? So this is one of the great things. It brings us into a relationship.
So we could sort of twist that around too, because it's you can't be alone. In one sense, you can't be lonely because you have to reach out. And as we were talking earlier, the actual experience of BioTouch is understanding the aloneness, the
Yeah.
all oneness.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And so
being alone is okay.
it moves us into that.
Yeah.
And that's the importance of BioTouch. BioTouch is about bringing relationship together again. And
Right.
even when people were saying, oh, but I don't have anybody here, I'm in a pandemic, I'm in lockdown. And we just said, just think of touching someone and having someone touch you.
Oh, but what did this foundation say? Oh no, we're here.
Right.
We're here. You're not alone. You're not. You might experience from time to time feeling lonely for whatever reason, but you've never been alone.
And for that, we should be happy.
Yeah.
We should be happy that we have relationships, that we have humanity, that we have neighbors. It doesn't matter what their belief system is. It doesn't matter, what church they go to or what temple they do or what they pray.
Who they voted for.
Yeah, it doesn't. None of that
No.
matters
Nope.
because behind all of that, we should be happy that we're all human beings here breathing together.
Yeah, that connectedness that we always talk about in terms of what BioTouch, another one of the great things that BioTouch is here to help us come into that awareness that we are connected, have always been connected, and will always be connected. How can you be alone when you are a part of a group, of a whole consciousness group of souls that are here? we've never been alone. That's an illusion. And so BioTouch in those relationships reminds us that, well, how could I ever think I was alone? Love doesn't allow loneliness.
Right.
Okay? And when you have love and you're happy, the farthest thing from that experience is loneliness.
And happiness brings us hope.
Yes.
We were talking about. When I'm happy, I'm hopeful.
Yes.
And BioTouch brings us that hope. I talked last week about my prostate situation. Just doing BioTouch brought me hope.
Yeah.
And in that hope, I became happy too. It's like they so work together. You know, oh, I'm hopeful that I can be happy. Oh, I can be happy. And it goes up and up and up and up. And that's where healing can happen.
Tell you, it was interesting. I told you this morning when I got here, because we were talking about this and we decided, to do this particular show. And it was just in the last couple of days I was with a friend, and she had to answer a questionnaire at one time, and the question was, what is your greatest fear?
Wow.
And hers was being lonely.
Wow.
Isn't that an interesting thing? And so we were having that conversation, and that's when I said, oh, let's make a distinction. You might be lonely, but you cannot be alone.
Right.
Not if you're part of the human family. You cannot be alone.
It reminds me also how we have a lot of fun when we do BioTouch. I'm always joking. I'm always like, even jerks can do this, and I've proven it because I'm one of the bigger jerks.
And I say, I know that's true.
And there's not this, you don't have to center yourself. You don't have to be anything other than what you are. And you decide what that is. It doesn't matter. You can be whatever you want to be. That's what you are. I remember when I went to counseling, and I walked into this counselor, and he goes, well, how you feeling? I said, I feel really shitty. He said, well, you are. And I was like,
so you are.
And that was it. I didn't need counseling after that. I recognized. And so, finding BioTouch helped me understand and be who I was, because healing could still happen. It didn't depend on me putting myself into a certain mental state.
In that journey of awareness, self-awareness that we talk about, that's part of the process, to come into this awareness that I am a human evolving into becoming a true human being, and I'm not always going to be okay, and I'm not always going to feel good, and I'm not always going to feel happy, and I am going to feel lonely and just accepting that. I think that's a great thing about entering into the practice of BioTouch. Boy, whether you are ready or not, well, I think you're always ready, aren't you? To step onto that journey of self, and to because the journey is with yourself. That's what is so incredible, but is triggered by practicing BioTouch with others.
Right.
And
that I remember also another story as you were talking. When we were in Mancus, and there were dozens of us in this big hotel, and we're always laughing, and Norman was still smoking his cigarettes back then, and went into the room with this young lady that came from out of town or something, and she said, I don't know, there's just way too much laughing and going on.
Too much happiness going on here.
If you are doing healing work, you really shouldn't be laughing that much. If you're a healer, she said that. And I said, well, young lady, that's exactly why we don't call ourselves healers.
Right.
We don't have a description. We're just human beings trying to help one another, and in a sense being joyful and happy, as you just said, that we're making mistakes, we're stumbling, we have good days, we have bad days, but we're all bozos on this same boat.
Going to the same place.
Yeah.
And that statement she made is a serious one to look at, because if that is a thought form that's held by many people, that you can't be well, or you can't go through the healing process, or you can't be a whatever.
A healer, right.
Yeah, and be happy, there's our first clue where we have gone wrong.
Right.
Because when you laugh and when you're happy, it sets those endorphins off all those good feeling things, and the body reacts in a healing way to that happiness,
Right.
to that joy. I mean, that's part of the thing. So good for us for having
Good for
a
us
good
for
time.
being happy. And in our manual, we talk about that too. We go here, it says, any aspect of the body, when out of harmony, key word there, manifests a characteristic disorder which in turn involves other parts of the body that are dependent on its proper functioning. Thus arises the need for a system that addresses the body and possesses the capacity to encourage it toward healing itself and restoring harmony. That word harmony.
Harmony is key. It really is, because everything in nature is evolving into a harmonized, balanced state, and that means us as well. And so the more that we can come into that harmony that BioTouch helps to create an environment for, the happier we're going to be, the healthier we're going to be, the more less lonely we're going to be.
Yeah.
You know?
So just think about it, folks. Think about being in harmony, all your parts.
That's what the body wants.
Right. And doesn't that just make you happy to think of that?
And the hope that we have something called BioTouch that can give us that,
Yes.
to help us achieve that.
So, again, BioTouch is not a or kind of situation you add to your life, but if you add it to your life, that relaxation that happens from happiness, that hope, will guide us and guide this body. Guaranteed. I just guarantee it. It will guide it to find what it needs to help in its healing process.
Right.
For
Absolutely.
some people, that might be apple cider vinegar, and for some people, apple cider vinegar would tear them apart.
Yeah. Oh, I know that for a fact.
Yeah. So, it's about finding. There's more than enough information. We don't need to be more information
No,
givers.
we're loaded.
Right. We just need to give you the technique, allow you to live in your happiness, and then you'll find what you need.
And your beautiful body, your beautiful,
Yes.
balanced body in harmony. That's really what this is all about.
So we want to just teach you a little bit, this eye set, and just notice the happiness. This is a mother and a daughter here.
The eye set is performed on the same side of the head. It may be used to address any type of eye conditions. Hold point X is located on both sides of the head and may be found in either of the following ways. Place the first two fingers of one hand in the indentation beside the neck muscle at the base of the skull, then slide the fingers up the back of the skull, over a rise in the bone, to a very definite valley or dent which is hold point X. Another way to find X is to estimate a point about 1/3 of the way down from the top of the ear and 1 to 1.5 inches behind the back edge of the ear. Again, there is a definite valley or dent in the skull, and this is hold point X. It is also the same as point 4 of the head set. To perform this set, hold X and touch points 1 through 4 which are on the same side of the head as X. These points are in a line beginning at point 1, which is just in front of where the ear meets the face. Point 2 is halfway between point 1 and the outside corner of the eye. Point 3 is at the outside corner of the eye. To touch point 4, ask the recipient to close their eye and touch on the recipient's closed eyelid. This is a sensitive area, so work gently.
So, not a mother-daughter, but they were definitely good friends from
Yes.
across the world. One from Egypt, one from Honolulu. So.
I know, it's great. Yeah.
So you can see how simple that
Simple,
is.
simple.
And again, with Jenny, and she had that
Oh,
macular
my
pucker.
gosh.
They wanted to operate. We did a simple
Love that
couple
story.
minutes every night before bed. She goes in for the operation. Doctor goes, I don't know, you've somehow healed, and we're going to cancel the
Wow.
operation. So just those kinds of little things, it just.
Talk about hope, and just reminding us the possibilities that this body holds, and BioTouch is here to help our bodies to really bring it into harmony.
So our main goal of every week of doing this, besides we laugh like hell all the time.
We're having a good time.
And we love
Bless our hearts.
We love hearing ourselves talk.
Right.
So, but beyond that, we're
Beyond
here
that.
to teach this technique to you. We want you to apply it in your life. We're talking 2 to 3, 4 minutes every other day, even, like my prostate situation. It was only 3 minutes every other day before we went to bed. So this is not a long time take. It doesn't require you to center yourself, focus yourself. You don't even have to think you're happy. You can be miserable and do the technique. That's what's joyous about this technique.
And to give you something that you can share with everyone in your life. I mean, or people not in your life. I mean, that's, hi, stranger, greeting.
I don't know how many times I've done it at a party or something and worked on somebody who was having
just
a
to have that gift, to be able to share it and help other people. Oh, my goodness. This is important.
It is very important. So we have ways to learn it. One is these Monday shows. One is go to our website, justtouch.com. Just get the first 10 pages to learn just the greeting. That's the beginning of our happy healing. Right. Another way is we have a virtual training. Our next one is coming up tomorrow. If you still want to sign up, 9 a.m. to 4:30 Arizona time. We do have Eileen Webster, who's doing, if you're here in Tucson, live trainings. Go to our website to check out the dates of those. And then we're doing a health condition workshop. This month we're talking about varicose veins with our lovely Michelle Cardenas.
Yes.
And that will be the 26th, which I just remembered. You won't be here with us.
I'm sorry. I mean, my grandson's graduated from high school.
We're happy.
We're happy. Thank you. You're happy for me.
Whatever happens is happiness.
Right.
So there's the ways to learn. And again, we can address the problem, the way to learn it, any way that works for you. Right. We can take you through over a telephone if you don't know how to use Zoom.
We are so accessible
and
so willing to really get this out to everyone who wants to learn it.
So please help us do that.
Yeah.
Tell people about it. Try it. It doesn't take, it's interesting because I'll talk to people and they'll get really jazzed about hearing it. And their eyes light up and they're going to contact me and never hear from them.
But if you were able to give them a pill, they'd be all over that. Yeah. I'll take those every 6 hours.
It's so hard. This technique is so hard because it's so simple. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you.
We're not programmed for that.
No. So that's why we're here every week to just keep reminding us.
Yep.
Simplicity is happiness, is hope, and BioTouch
is all of that.
Yes. It brings us to that awareness. Yeah. So, we are happy that Bev was here with us today.
Bev is happy to be here. I get to touch people, recipients
you're
this
touching
morning.
Today, and I'm fooling with my earbud here. But, but we'll see you all next week, and have a great week. Be happy.
Happy healing.
Happy healing.
I like that. Yep. Have a great week, everyone.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand. A healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action.